Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. Today I am continuing my discontinued doll line video series. If you've missed any of the other videos in this series, please don't forget to check them out. I'll put a link in the description and a link on the screen to the first video. Basically, in this series, I just go through all the different doll lines that you may remember from your childhood that have sadly been discontinued. And I talk about my thoughts and feelings on the dolls and how much I miss them or if I remember them. And I encourage you guys to do the same in the comments. Please let me know if you remember any of these dolls or if you miss them yourselves, if they remind you of your childhood. Now, let's get on with the video and talk about some discontinued dolls. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to talk about the Madeline dolls. I used to love these when I was a kid, and I don't really know why, because they're not really the kind of style of doll that I would normally like. I don't normally like dolls that are too kiddie. I like them to have long hair and like dresses and stuff like that, especially when I was a kid. So I don't really know why, but I was obsessed with these dolls. And I can still remember the way they smelt. I know that sounds really weird, but I do. They were really nicely made, very cute dolls. They're obviously based on the book series of the same name, Madeline. And they had dolls of Madeline and all the other like little girls in the orphanage where she lived. And the teacher called Miss Clavel, I think her name was, can't remember. And I remember I was also really lucky one Christmas because I got a Christmas Madeline doll, which I've been waiting for ages. And she was in like a cute little Santa's outfit. It was adorable. These dolls are really hard to find now, but I thought they were great. Okay, these are Blifey? I think I'm saying it right. Dolls, they're from the 60s. These are quite highly collectible, these dolls. They have really big heads, big eyes, and I think if you like clicked a button on the back, their eyes would like change color, which was quite a cool idea, kind of similar to the Beauty Cuties, which came out much later, because these dolls were from, I think, the 60s. They look really nice quality. They're kind of creepy looking, but they're really cool and the hair looks incredible. Now, at some point down the line, Hasbro bought the rights to Blifey dolls, and they kind of added them in to the Littlest Pet Shop series. So here we have a kind of miniature version of the Blifey dolls with the Littlest Pet Shop toys as well. So they'd be kind of like the owners to the Littlest Pet Shop. An interesting idea, and I kind of wish I'd owned one of these dolls. I was never a massive fan of Littlest Pet Shop, but this set looks really adorable. And it's kind of an interesting idea to kind of connect those two doll lines. You know, I think more doll lines should do that. Wouldn't that be so cool if we had like crossover dolls? Like if like Monster High met Ever After High, or if like Barbie became friends with Enchantimals, or like LOL Surprise became friends with like Rainbow High or something. I think that would be really cool. Okay, let's do that. Okay, next we have Darcy. This is a doll from, I'm guessing the 60s by the shape of the box. And I think she's made by Kenner, and I think she's got the same body sculpt as Gem from Gem on the Holograms. Although Gem was made by Hasbro, wasn't she? I can't remember. But the body looks very similar to Gem. And she was also a slightly larger doll, this doll. Again, kind of playing off the whole fashion, supermodel kind of aesthetic. She looks really pretty. I think this doll looks really nice. She's called Darcy Covergirl, the beautifully posable 12.5-inch doll. Yeah, so she's slightly taller than a Barbie. Now, this may be a little bit early to kind of say this, but Snap Stars, I haven't seen any new dolls from Snap Stars in a while, so I'm gonna think for now they're probably discontinued. I thought these dolls were really nice, really fun. Their faces were a little bit creepy, and I didn't like the wigs. That was the only thing. The wigs were really loose and they just kept falling off and spinning around on their heads. I found that really frustrating. But overall, I think this was a really fun idea for a fashion doll line. I love the fact that they came with green screens, so you could like take photos of them and then change the backgrounds. I think that's a really cool idea. But yeah, very short-lived fashion doll line. Now we have My Little Pony Megan doll. Now, obviously, My Little Pony made Equestria Girls much later on, which is a kind of similar idea. But here we have Megan. I think she was a character in one of the My Little Pony movies from the 80s. But yeah, she was kind of like the owner or like human friend to the ponies. She looks really, really cute. She kind of reminds me of like Strawberry Shortcake. Very 80s. I love the pastel colors. I wish doll lines utilized pastel colors a little bit more today, because I think it looks really appealing, beautiful, soft colors. Yeah, I would love to own her. She's really cute. Okay, now we have Makeys. I don't think these still exist. Basically, you could have them specially made for you. That's why they're called Makeys, and they were 3D printed. And I remember when these dolls came out, the whole idea of 3D printing something was very new and novel and exciting. So these dolls really utilized on that fad for a while. And yeah, basically you could have them specially made. You could choose the eye color and the shape of the face and the hair and yada yada yada, and obviously the clothes. I think it's a really fun idea. They look a little bit creepy, a little bit demonic, like they're gonna steal your soul. But they're kind of cute. I mean, what do you guys think? I think they're quite cute. Okay, Cindy. We have Cindy here. Again, it might be quite tricky to say this doll is discontinued. She's had so many iterations. She's changed and evolved so many times, Cindy. She was basically originally made as kind of like a mod, kind of Twiggy-esque version of Barbie in the 60s. And she's evolved so many times. The one on the left is the one I remember, because she was out in the 90s. She was very sparkly, kind of like a slightly more youthful version to Barbie in the 90s. And she is still occasionally reproduced today. She was recently brought out and sold at Tesco, a supermarket in the UK. But she was kind of like a baby doll when she came back out, which was an odd idea. I wasn't really behind it. And recently they have announced that they're gonna make special collectors, kind of 60s inspired Cindy dolls. So she's not really discontinued, but she's sort of discontinued. Yeah, make of that what you will. Okay, I thought this was interesting. I think it was the 90s or maybe the 80s, a company tried to make a doll line of Marilyn Monroe dolls, which was it's an interesting idea considering, you know, she's no longer with us. So it's kind of strange to make a doll line of her. But you know, these were meant to be sort of like collector dolls, and obviously as you can see here, they came in like several different, like really over the top, glamorous fashions. And I actually have one of these dolls. I have the one in the blue, and she's a really nice, good quality doll. The face isn't right. It's not perfect. It doesn't look exactly like Marilyn Monroe, but they definitely encapsulate the glamour and opulence of Marilyn. So that's kind of why I quite like these dolls. Okay, another very short-lived doll line. This is I Love Minnie Mouse dolls. They made a whole line. They're very cute, kind of anime-inspired dolls, and they're meant to be fans of Minnie Mouse. So obviously they wear a lot of like Minnie Mouse t-shirts, Minnie Mouse ears, polka dots, of course, everywhere. I think they look really, really cute. It's a shame they didn't do so well. You can normally find these dolls online for like £5, which is quite decent. They're really cute. They kind of remind me of those Littlest Pet Shop dolls I showed you earlier. But yeah, they're very cute. Okay, so here is Disney Fairies. Obviously, lots of you will be aware of the Tinkerbell line and all of Tinkerbell's friends and companions which appear in the Tinkerbell movies. But before those Tinkerbell movies came out, Disney actually tried to make a doll line called Disney Fairies. And obviously it had Tinkerbell and loads of friends who look very much like the friends she has in the Tinkerbell movies, but they're not exactly the same. They have different names, they have different looks. And I feel like this was kind of like a test run for whether a Tinkerbell line would sell. So yeah, this was just a doll line, and then it was obviously adapted into the Tinkerbell films later, but I thought that was kind of interesting. And these dolls look really nice quality, and some of these characters look really cool. The Tinkerbell doll especially looks really cute and really high quality. This is Amani, and she is an African American princess. Yeah, I think this doll is really cute. I feel like her depiction of African American style is quite stereotypical, but I can't really comment on that, so I'd love to hear from any of my African American viewers if you think she's kind of celebrating the culture or it's kind of over the top. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think she looks quite cool. She later on just became like a friend of Cindy, which I think is a shame, because I think it would have been nice for her to continue having her own doll line. But yeah, let me know what you think of this doll. I'm not really sure what to make of her. Now we have Sasha dolls. I had no idea these dolls existed, except my mum used to absolutely love them when she was a kid. She especially liked the boy one, which was called Gregor. Interesting name. And yeah, they're kind of like fashion dolls. They're obviously slightly on the younger side. They're really beautifully made, quite large dolls. It's probably somewhere between a fashion doll and a baby doll. And yeah, I think one of the things I quite like about these dolls is they're quite pensive looking. They look kind of sad. And I quite like dolls that look kind of sad. It's just a bit different, isn't it? It's quite cool. And last but not least, I thought it was time I added on to my discontinued doll lines list, the Bratz. Now the Bratz are continuously having reboots. They very recently, only like 2 or 3 years ago, had the collector's line. So I'm sure Bratz won't be discontinued for long. There's actually already a rumoured comeback in the works. So I look forward to seeing the Bratz revived and revitalised once again, risen from the ashes like the phoenix. But I think as of right now, the Bratz are probably considered discontinued dolls. I loved the Bratz when I was a kid, and I still love them now. And I feel like they really encapsulated a style and a flavour and a kind of sassiness at that time, which I think a lot of kids really resonated with. Yeah, they've had their fair share of controversy, but I definitely miss the Bratz. Let me know what you think of them in the comments. Okay, doll fans, so that was my 5th, yes, 5th, discontinued doll lines video. Please let me know in the comments if you remember any of these dolls, as always. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss a video. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, and I will see you real soon, doll fans. Have a great day. Bye!